I want to talk about anxiety today because it's something that so many people experience in the world and they don't know how to heal it. So anxiety is something that happens to our physical body when we don't feel safe. And most people think it's a matter of not feeling safe in their external reality. But everything in our external reality is a reflection of what we hold within us. And so if you're not feeling safe, it's actually because you're not feeling safe in your physical body. And when we don't feel safe in our physical body, it has us go into survival mode. It has us turn on our sympathetic nervous system so that our body goes into the fight, flight, or freeze. And I've been studying the nervous system so much lately because this is something that I've experienced over the years as well. And when we are in that sympathetic nervous system, our body can't heal. Our body can only heal and grow when it's in a state of love. And so how do we bring our body into that space when it's not feeling safe? So it's really about understanding that we have things embedded in our physical DNA. We have wounds, we have shadows that are embedded in our physical DNA that were actually embedded in there before we were born. But what happens is, as we go through life, those things that are in our physical body are attracting things in the external reality and pulling it in to our reality for us to look at it, look at what we hold within our genes. Okay, so we have a wound that occurs before age 7. Everyone has it, and how you respond to it's going to be completely different depending on your external reality. So if you're in this perfect, loving, and nurturing environment, then this wound isn't going to bother you as much. And so we have this wound that occurs. And this ends up being the core wound that has us feel unsafe in the world. And when that happens, we go into survival mode. There's 3 stages that occur in the development of a child. There's 0 to 7, and that's when our physical body gets created. And in that time frame, that's when that wound is created. Then we have 8 to 14, which is when our emotional body is created. And in that time, what happens is we have the wound that happened before age 7 that made us feel unsafe. Then when our emotional body is being created, we create an emotional defense. And this emotional defense system comes up when we're not feeling safe. So when something in our external reality triggers us from the original wound, it reminds us of it, it brings it up within us, your emotional defense comes on. And that emotional defense is created by the reality around you, your role models, so usually your parents. So how they are showing up in your home is what creates your defense system. Okay, and then we have our mental body, which is created between age 15 and age 21. And then in that stage, we have our mental defense, which is created. So it's what does the mind do when it's not feeling safe? Okay, so to even go deeper, we have an original wound that happens before age 7. Let's say it happened at age 3. Then what's going to happen is your external reality is going to bring in a matching trauma into your life 7 years after that. So at age 10, when your emotional body is being created, a trauma is going to occur. Your body's going to attract it into the reality for you to heal this wound. The emotional defense system is created at age 10 if your matching wound was at age 3. Okay, so now you have 2 traumas that are making you feel unsafe. Then we go into the development of the mental body. 7 years later, so age 17, you're going to have a matching traumatic experience, that same intensity that's going to have you feel unsafe. And now what's going to happen is your mental defense is going to come up. So what is the mind going to do to defend yourself? Okay, so now we have a fully developed adult at 21 years that has these wounds. So it has the wound from the 3-year-old, the 10-year-old, and the 17-year-old. And now every single time that you are triggered and feeling unsafe, either your emotional defense is going to come up or your mental defense is going to come up. And when your defenses are up, your body is in survival mode. It's like, I'm not safe, because if your body was safe, your defenses wouldn't come up. And so this is a natural thing that happens with everybody. So anxiety can be created because your body is not feeling safe and it's anticipating, like, what is going to happen here? So what can we do about that? Well, we can go in and we can discover, we can either go backwards and say, okay, between the ages of 15 and 21, what really traumatic happened? What was that made you feel unsafe? Then we can go in minus 7 years. And what happened between age 8 and age 14? And what made you feel unsafe? Then we can go backwards and subtract another 7 years, 0 to 7. What happened, right? Then we can get to that root and be like, all right, what actually happened here that made you feel unsafe? That you keep pulling things in from your external reality that are giving you anxiety and having you not feel safe in your physical body and not feel safe in your physical reality. And then understanding, once we've dove into that, we can discover and be like, okay, so actually this wound was teaching me something. It was teaching me something that I need to learn while I'm here. Whether it's to stand up for myself, whether it's to respect myself, whatever it is. And then seeing that this happened for your benefit, for you to evolve, for you to get stronger, for you to open your heart. Opening your heart is letting your defenses down. Okay, so anxiety is going to continue happening until you get to that root cause of what made you feel unsafe in the world. And then being able to open your heart to it and knowing that you are actually safe. Letting your defenses down. And so what I've discovered is, I understood what the wound was, and I consciously understood, okay, I am safe, right? Nothing's happening to me, but my physical body still held that wound and it didn't feel safe. So consciously you can be like, I'm totally fine, but your body is going to go through the motions and be like, I'm not safe. So it's a matter of you becoming a loving parent to your physical body to teach it that it's not safe. What do you need to do to have your body feel safe so it can heal? And that's why energy healing is so powerful, because in it, a space is created where your body can feel safe so it can begin to heal itself. And if you continue being in an environment that you don't feel safe externally, your body's not going to feel safe. Okay? So that's one side of anxiety. Another side of anxiety is, if you're a very sensitive person, you could be pulling in information from your external reality and filtering it through your body. You've probably heard of the term being empathic. So it's filtering other people's energy through your physical body. So if you're not feeling safe in your physical body and you keep pulling in this external information, it's going to continue to feel unsafe because you're pulling in this low frequency energy to heal it for other people. And if you don't understand that that's what your body does, then you're going to keep trying to do all this healing work and get into the root of things and kind of get nowhere, because you're not consciously aware that this stuff is coming in through your body. And that's what happened to me. I was doing a lot of the work. I was healing all of this stuff from childhood, but I wasn't getting anywhere, and my body wasn't feeling safe because I was continually pulling things in from my external reality to heal it for other people. And my body's like, what's going on? We're not safe here. So I had to learn, what is the self-care that I can do? So yeah, it's healing the past, healing the childhood wounds. But then what does my body need for me to give to it to make it feel safe? So calming the nervous system down. What supplements did I need to take? Meditation exercises, moving my body just so this energy would flow out of it. Creating a safe space for me to sleep at night. So whatever that would be, keeping it warm and cozy and smelling nice and relaxing music. So there's so many different layers when it comes to anxiety, but my recommendation is to first dive in and figure out, like, well, why do you not feel safe in your physical body? And it has nothing to do with the external environment. But I think it is important to share with people that love you what's going on for you, that you are experiencing anxiety and that you don't feel safe in your physical body. And how can they show up and create a space for you? A non-judgmental and non-critical space so that you can heal. Because if people don't understand what's going on for you, they're going to be in their head and they're going to be working through their own childhood trauma and triggers and have no idea. And then that's also feeling like an unsafe environment, and your body's not going to heal in it. So we can dive into the gene keys. We can pull your profile and we can see exactly what is the shadow that showed up before age 7. And what is the energy you need to move into to shift it? What is the energy that your physical body needs from you so that it can feel safe? What are the emotional defenses that were created? What are the mental defenses that were created? And so you can start seeing when they show up and be like, oh, isn't that interesting? Well, my emotional defense just came up. So that means that my physical body is not feeling safe. So I can observe it, and now I can make sure that I take care of my body now. What does my body need in this moment so it can feel safe? So if you have any questions, just let me know. You can pull your profile and we can dive into that, and we can do energy healing as well. Thanks.